Hey everybody, Barton here. I want to challenge your brains a little bit this morning. I'm going to introduce you to an artist, a contemporary artist. That means somebody that is currently making art in the world. She's one of my favorites. I follow her on Instagram. She's an illustrator. So let's jump into that. Let me tell you about Lisa Congdon. And I'm also going to share a story of something that happened to Lisa just this week. So let's meet Lisa. This is her. This is her in her studio. As I am saying these words to you, she currently has 467,000 followers on Instagram. You can see her work behind her. She's, as I said, an illustrator. Here's another one of her pieces. Oftentimes, her illustrations include words. Oftentimes, those words are encouraging, uplifting. Here's another example. She makes her living making her art. She's done so well that she has a staff of people that work for her. She, like many artists, has to engage the world in multiple different ways. One of the ways that she chooses to engage the world is by having a newsletter that people subscribe to, and then they can know what she's up to, what work she currently has, what work is available. She received this email just a few days ago. Now, I would encourage you, here's what I'd like for you to do. Read the first sentence, not the title, but the first sentence, just quietly to yourself. You should end with the word twice. That's the word right after the first sentence. And what I would like for you to see is if the difference between the two words that are in all caps jumps out at you immediately. It didn't to me. Now I'm going to read it to you. So this was an email from a woman named Sarah. It says, your letter writing month email says letting writing month twice. This reliance on autofill and lack of proofreading is disappointing. You sell products with words on them, and I no longer trust that they will say what you purport them to say. Sorry, Sarah. Think about that for just a moment. I'm curious to know, is there anything that kind of jumps out to you about that? What jumps out to me is it feels kind of mean. Uh, you know, if you're trying to point out to somebody, hey, you made a mistake, I don't know that this is the way to do it. Now, here's the backstory, which is so interesting, because this woman, Sarah, I believe, thought that she's just sending an email out and that she's not reading what she sent. Maybe she's using artificial intelligence to do it, where it says autofill and that she's not proofreading. But here's the reality. So she met with her team that morning after she'd read this email, and it was kind of upsetting. Her team involves 4 additional people who work with her at her studio, which is kind of cool. Like, she's doing well enough as an artist that she can also hire and help other people be creative and make their living. So they decided to send an email out just kind of apologizing. And I'll read that email to you here. It says, hi there, we discovered that our email that we sent earlier today had 2 typos. Instead of letter writing month, my computer auto-corrected to letting writing month as I was writing. 4 different people proofread our newsletter, and none of us caught it before it was sent out. Our brains are funny that way. It was a mistake. We're so embarrassed. Please forgive our oversight. Thank you, as always, for reading our newsletter, Lisa. Now, here's the thing that's kind of amazing, and she only shared a few of these, but then they began to receive emails from people. A lot of emails, in fact. Here's one of them. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Typos are human. Besides, I like the idea of letting writing month take over for a month. No need to apologize for typos. It happens to all of us. Now think again for just a moment. This person who's took time to send them an email to point out the typo versus these other folks who took time to send them an email, uh, letting them know that, hey, we're all humans. Now I want you to think of this, because here's the thing, folks. This happens to all of us. We get, we might notice something, or we might be in a weird headspace, and we respond immediately. I believe that's what Sarah did. I want you just to think for a moment. Instead of responding with the first thought that you have, what might happen if you wait? A moment, an hour, a day. Then I want you to think about this. Who is your response for? Was Sarah's response intended to help Lisa? It didn't feel like it. And then this last question, this might be the most important question. Have you considered the person receiving your message? I'd like you to think of a time when, you've responded in a way, that maybe you shouldn't have. I've done it before. In fact, I'm so grateful I have a wife who sometimes says, hey, don't send that email yet. You seem like you're in maybe a negative headspace, like you are angry right now. Not the best time to communicate with somebody. I want you to just think about that. Are there times in your life when you've encountered that? I'm going to put those questions back up, and thanks for watching.